Hey guys, so we're going to talk about something a little bit different in this video, which is players who got arrested over RuneScape, which is a very depressing topic, but let's do it anyway. Number 5. In May of 2013, 19-year-old Kieran Belmont had spent the night at his friend Helen's house and slept on her sofa. During the course of the evening, apparently the two had a falling out, so Kieran logged onto her RuneScape account and gave away every single item on her account. Helen stated that she had played RuneScape for over 6 years, and while it was just a game, she worked hard to achieve what she had, so she called the police. Belmont later admitted to the offense under the Computer Misuse Act of 1990 of gaining unauthorized access to a computer and making unauthorized modifications to computer material. He was given an 8-month conditional discharge and was ordered to pay £16 compensation by Swansea magistrates. Number 4. In April of 2013, 18-year-old Thomas Frongillo was arrested for threatening to shoot up his school the next day he went to it. Many players heard him say it, reported it, and then when Jagex saw the reports, they then took it to the police. The next day, the teenager from Oxford, Massachusetts was arrested and charged with threatening to commit a crime and threatening a bombing or hijacking. The transcript provided to the local police revealed that Frongillo also made anti-Semitic comments and drew a Nazi symbol in-game, probably by lighting logs on fire. When another player referred to him as a Jew killer, Frongillo apparently also responded with the words, "if only." The police searched his home later on and removed several firearms owned by Frongillo's father. He can stay at home while out on bail, but has to stay away from the Anna Maria campus and surrender any guns he may have, as well as his firearms identification card. At the end of all of this, he was released on $50,000 bail. Number 3. In February of 2011, 54-year-old John W. Phillips, another man from Massachusetts, enjoyed his online gaming experience maybe a little bit too much. He was playing RuneScape, and that's when he met a 13-year-old girl. They chatted for months, finally marrying in-game as part of their role-playing experience. He then decided to drive from his home in Massachusetts to see the girl who lived in Detroit. Police say he traveled to see her 3 times, bringing her once to a hotel where they could consummate their fictitious marriage. They also had sex in his van and at her home. The girl's mother found a phone he had given her and discovered she was texting a stranger, so she called the police. The girl must have found some way to tip him off, though, because Phillips suddenly decided to dye his hair, grow out his beard, and flee to New York for an extended stay at his dad's house. Phillips made his living by selling magic cards, so he wasn't leaving any job behind. It eventually took police in 3 different states, plus the Secret Service, to bring him to Michigan to face charges. He was later charged with 11 felonies, including accosting a child for immoral purposes and child sexually abusive activity, and is now spending the rest of his life in prison. Number 2. In July of 2013, 19-year-old Josh Pilot was playing RuneScape when another player came up to him and told him to kill himself. Out of anger, Josh responded saying that he would not only kill himself, but also take his school out with him. The troll who told him to kill himself, getting what he wanted, later told Josh, "knock knock," referring to the police visiting him, and a few days later, the Pilot household was raided by a SWAT team composed of agents from the FBI and ATF. They dragged the family out into the front yard and found no weapons. Josh's mother, Stacy, apparently had no idea of what was going on or why. Nevertheless, they took Josh into custody. Josh, unfamiliar with how legal procedures work, did not have nor want an attorney present, and was later found guilty and charged of making property damage threats and was denied bail with no bond. Josh has now been in prison for over 2 years, his mother stating luckily that it is a local prison, so she gets to visit him every Tuesday. Josh could remain in prison for the next 8 years, having to pay up to $250,000 as well. On his record, it will show that he is a convicted felon for the rest of his life. Number 1. In August of 2012, 19-year-old Humja Bajwa, once again from Massachusetts, turned to real-life crime to feed his virtual addiction. Suspect Bajwa pretended he was seeking to buy coins in RuneScape and arranged a deal with fellow player Jonathan Dockler. Bajwa said that he was trying to purchase nearly 5 billion GP for 3.3 thousand real dollars, according to criminal complaint. Instead of transferring the money online, Bajwa allegedly wanted a face-to-face meeting, and Dockler, the player selling the gold, sent his classmate David Imani to receive the cash in real life. Imani says that he was on the phone with Dockler and even told him numerous times that he didn't want to do this because it seemed fishy and fake. Imani says that he came prepared for the meeting in a classroom with a real $100 bill to compare to Bajwa's money. Imani took out his $100 bill and told Bajwa that the money that he gave him was fake, and that's when Bajwa pulled out a realistic-looking BB gun and pointed it at Imani's head. Imani says that he couldn't believe that he was going to be killed over RuneScape. Dockler, back at home and online on RuneScape, was on the phone with Imani while the deal was going down, ready to transfer over the coins in-game. Imani, the victim, kept saying to Dockler, "Hurry up, John, let's do this, the man has a gun pointed to my head." The gold was eventually transferred, and good friend Imani, who doesn't even play RuneScape, was unhurt, and Bajwa didn't even take his real $100 bill while he was at it either. Humza Bajwa was hit with charges including second-degree robbery and grand larceny with $20,000 bail. And because of this stunt, Bajwa could be spending the next 15 years in prison. The shocking part of all this is that Imani says, "I'm not terribly surprised because the coins are pretty much as good as cash." Dockler says he no longer plays RuneScape but still tries to earn money for school books by buying RuneScape coins online and reselling them for a profit to this day. Thanks for watching, guys. Definitely let me know your feelings on this video and down in the comments section. Is RuneScape really taken this seriously by some players? Do you think these people should have been convicted or not? Why do you think this game is taken so seriously? I'd really love to know. Also, guys, be careful what you write on the internet and who you're writing it to. It never goes away. Ever. I read thousands of messages every day for what some of these guys were convicted for. Just be careful, because you never know who you are talking to, because they are another person in the real world, and you never know what they're actually capable of. That's all I've got for you guys today, and I will talk to you all later.